Geeks with Wives and Capes crew is back again for another awesome podcast. I'm your host, the Comics Kid, Casey Walsh, EIC of Geeks with Wives, or not Geeks with Wives, not Geeks with Wives anymore, the GWW.com. And I'm here with two awesome co-hosts and a great guest, so let's get this show started. So let me introduce the two men to my right. Shaun Washington, how's it going, Shaun?
Good. What's going on? You're already screwing this up by saying that you're Geeks and Wives, by the way.
I
Total
know.
whole rebranding thing, all these emails we had, and you just totally forgot all about it.
I know, and I'm the boss. I know I totally fucked it up.
Editor-in-chief.
This is why I don't. This is why I don't host. This is why Will's the master, and I sit back and make stupid jokes. So that's why I'm gonna let you guys take over the show after I introduce everybody. So how's your week been, Shaun? How's everything going? How are the kids?
Good. I don't have to go in the office tomorrow, so everything is good.
Oh yeah. Are you drinking tonight?
I am enjoying a Stella. Maybe you can get a sponsorship or something.
Maybe. Speaking of sponsorships, no. Did everybody like my cool shirt that I have on tonight? Thank you, Jack of All Trades Clothing.
Sponsored by Batman.
Make sure you guys visit Jack of All Trades.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's awesome.
That's not a medium shirt. I know you're trying to give away a medium T-shirt earlier.
This is a medium. Okay, so I got all these shirts from Jack of All Trades, and they sent me an extra one, and it was a size medium. And Shaun in our little group meet chat was like, nobody wears a medium that's your age besides you, which is mostly true. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to give it to one of the neighbor kids. They'll probably fit in him. But yeah, Jack of All Trades. If you want great, unique clothing, this is the shirt of the week. Batman, picked by one of our Twitter followers. I don't remember his name. That's me being terrible at my job. What's his name? Oh my God. At Despin67 picked the shirt for tonight. So thank you, Despin67. All right, our next co-host. That was a total tangent. I am really fucking this up already. We welcome back Matt LaFleur, the youngin on the team. How's it going, Matt?
It's good. Good to be back. First time co-host, second time appearance.
Yeah, you're going to be making a lot of appearances, son, because I'm going to groom you to take this shit over. I'm getting old. I'm getting too old for this shit. So how's school life going? How's high school?
It's all right. I mean, it could be better. I mean, it is high school. If it wasn't every day, that'd be better. But, it's not terrible.
Yeah, almost done, right? You have 1 year left.
Yeah, if we could mix in a few, half days, no school, that'd be delightful.
I was able to swing it, so, I only went to high school on, Mondays, Wednesdays, and, Thursdays. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. Good old work program. They don't let you guys do that shit anymore. Oh, man. So, well, welcome back, Matt. We're glad to have you.
Glad to be back.
This won't be your last appearance, I'm sure.
Are you going yet?
So let's welcome our guests tonight, the dynamic duo of John and Matt Yaun, writers of the comic Serving Supes. How's it going, guys?
It's going good. Going great. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, well, you are more than welcome. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for indulging us in this crazy show. I apologize for my lack of hosting duties because there's another guy that hosts the show who's much better at this.
So long as if you haven't peed yourself yet, you're doing fine.
Well, then we're not doing so great. So
it's all that Mountain Dew, man.
Mountain Dew, the good stuff. So Matt and John, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your origin story? Where did the geek beginnings begin?
Oh goodness, the geek beginnings began pretty much from the moment we could blink and move and stuff like that. I believe our first comic book was purchased when we were 2.5 years old. Never really gave it up, and then we got into comic books being the gateway drug to geekdom. We got into the harder stuff like D&D, and then from there to stuff
the harder stuff.
Yeah, the harder stuff like Magic and Mech Warrior, BattleTech.
Rifts. Let's not forget Rifts from Palladium.
Oh my God. Mutant Chronicles, Doom Trooper, and if anybody knows what those games are, we'll give you a puppy. Ogre, Car Wars,
Warhammer 40K.
yep, Warhammer Fantasy, and it just hasn't stopped. Like we're still in, we still play all of those games, and we're looking forward to Fallout 4. So yeah, we never leave our apartment. It's just
God damn it.
hold on just a second.
Is that a house phone?
Yeah. And
How
it's
old
some-
are you guys?
The landline.
It's a telemarketer. Like they call up once every 3 or 4 hours and they ask for money, and we tell them we don't care how crippled that kid is. We're just not giving you a dime. I don't care what the cause is. It's just really not worth my time.
Well, and they're lying anyway. That kid is probably doing just fine.
Yeah. I mean, they just
And
clipped a picture out of National Geographic and said, "You can save this one." I'm like, yeah.
I don't believe you.
He's
Yeah,
doing
there's-
fine with his one arm.
I didn't start that civil war. Ain't my problem. And then the guy just sort of starts to cry, and I'm like, oh shit.
I'm actually talking to that kid. This sucks.
But back to the important stuff.
You had the idea for the next comic book. Now let's talk about your first comic book. Do you guys remember what that first comic book you purchased was?
Yeah, it was Daredevil. I want to
I
say,
can't remember the exact number. All I know is that it had Daredevil fighting Gladiator in it.
yeah.
I mean, we didn't know.
Was it season 2 of Daredevil?
No, it was like, unfortunately, something that if we had kept would have been worth at least.
I think it's like $60 or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
By
I
guide.
think it probably had like a decent cover, one of those really low cover prices, and probably double digits or something. We were stupid kids. It's like, oh look, this is so cool, and probably tore it to shreds.
Let's be honest. Have you ever met a smart kid?
Yes,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
There were a few in our store this weekend. They're 10 years old, and they came in last year and said,
So there were 9 at the time.
yeah, 9 years old, and they're like, we want to make comic books. How do we make comic books? And I'll be darned, about 4 months ago, they came back and said, look, we have issue number 1 of our book, what is it, Emma and Marshmallow.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
they sent it to me for a review.
it's like 12. It's a 12-page book, and you're just like, dude, that when I was their age, I was, I don't know, throwing GI Joes into the mud and stuff like that. It's just nothing
That's good for
instructive
you.
at all.
I would have
I'm
kicked
sorry.
those kids right out of my store. Get the fuck out of here with your comic
no.
book.
That sort of awesomeness has to be like fostered, because they're like, I mean, it was just cool, you see something like that, and it's like, hey, you know what? You're starting down this road to geekdom a lot early. Well,
Not really earlier.
they're taking the advanced course, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, I think we all read comic books when we were that age, but I mean, how many of us are actually creating them? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was barely getting through reading them. There's no way I was creating one.
I have a 9-year-old son, and he's the
Casey
laziest
still has a
person
tough
in
time
America.
reading them now.
Yeah.
Captain America? Is that your son's favorite book?
No, I said he's the laziest kid in America.
Oh,
He wouldn't
laziest
make
kid.
a comic book.
Okay.
He's not making any comic books. He's too damn. He barely wants to read them because he's so lazy. He's like, I read a couple pages.
He likes the audio version.
I
Well,
don't-
we're not going to name any names, but we know a guy. He's like 42. He still lives at home with his folks and has never had a job for more than a year because he keeps getting fired for being too lazy. So I think he actually has the title of laziest kid in America.
That's no way to talk about your brother.
Hey, man, way to stab me in the back, dude.
So wait, where are you guys from?
We're in Los Angeles.
Oh,
So it's still a reasonable hour over here. You guys are like up way too late.
Yeah, it's like
I'm-
10:15.
Yeah, that's like way past
I get it.
Ovaltine time.
You know, I got 2 kids, so this is my me time. So after I put them to bed, that's the only time I get to like have fun and do adult things, like drink beer.
And talk about comic books.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel very privileged at that fact, Sean, because I know how precious an adult man's me time is.
It is. My wife sleeps, so now it's really me time. She just fell asleep watching the basketball game.
With basketball, I'm not familiar with that word.
I am.
Yeah, I'm always doing things with Casey's like, oh, so what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm at the gym. And he's like, why are you doing that?
Okay, you're
Okay,
gonna live a
now-
lot longer than I am.
I don't know what defines a geek nowadays, but you appear to be interested in this thing called sports.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What sort of geek are you exactly?
I'm literally interested in almost everything except country music. I'm sorry, I just can't get into it.
I love country music.
Some of the older stuff you probably would. I mean, Patsy Cline's not bad.
Yeah.
Matt, you're still
Klein,
young.
Loretta Lynn, you know.
Is
still
newfangled
being
country
molded.
music?
Roseanne Cash.
Roseanne Cash is about as modern as country can get without us popping a vein in our head.
Yeah, I'll say that there are not enough hours in the day to contain everything that I enjoy.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you still need time to masturbate too, so don't forget about that. That's
Oh,
number one on the list.
You always find time for that. Come on, let's be serious.
You make time.
Yeah.
Top of the list,
Some things
number
aren't.
one.
Some things are
There
important.
might not be time, but there's definitely time.
Always time. Oh, I knew I could find a way to dirty it up real fast.
We didn't mean to hijack your origin story, so you have to continue.
Yeah, John and Matt, please continue with your origin story. In fact, I want to hear about this store you mentioned.
Oh, okay. So, that's the ultimate, logical extension of your geekdom is to turn it into your livelihood. I want to say that after, oh goodness, it was
2012. No, 2013.
Yeah, 2013. We opened up Cool Cats Comics and Cards, and having been lifelong comic book fans, we knew just about everything there was to know about what not to do in a comic book store.
Yeah, like turning the thing into a dorm room. It's cool if you're 18, 19, or 14. Not so great if you're an actual adult. So
You're trying to make money.
yeah.
You're trying to entice people into your store, and so we decided that we'll try to have a store that's clean and inviting and well lit and
none of those fucking pictures of Witchblade, that every friggin' store has. It's like front and center. It's like, oh, this Michael Turner Witchblade. You guys know which one I'm talking about. It's there everywhere.
It's actually Michael Turner everything. There's a Witchblade and there's a Wonder Woman that are in every single store. And since the neighborhood our store's in has got like a ton of kids, that's really not what we want the parents to see when they first walk in. We're like, oh, hey, yeah.
Because kids are great, but they don't have any money. It's the parents that do.
That's a funny thing too. I never see kids at my comic book store, and if there are kids there, they're with an adult who is buying comic books, and the kid is just there as an accessory. Never the one like actively like trying to get the book. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Comic books. Same with video games. Like adults are buying video games. I mean, once in a while it's a kid thing, but those stores should be geared towards adults.
There's just absolutely no way that what's a kid gonna do? Like your chores if your parents pay you for them, which they shouldn't.
They definitely
should. Chores are your duty, but if you get paid for it's like $1 for mowing the yard or something like that, I've got to mow the entire neighborhood to buy 3 books now. That's just not going to happen unless
Yeah, worry about it.
unless they're cool with me not going to school. Then maybe I could have a job or something. But yeah, so the store is where we met Steve Stern, creator of Zen Intergalactic Ninja, which, again, that book has been around almost as long as we have in the comic book scene.
Yeah. Since the 80s, mid-80s, early 80s, I think?
Yeah.
A while.
Yeah.
But he recognized us from Observe and Report, and so he's like, hey, we need a comic book with you guys, kind of as like a starring vehicle. And we're like, I don't think anyone's really going to pay to see us, but okay, sure. So this is John here. I have the drawing duties on that, and so I get to indulge my narcissistic side and say, hey, for 22 pages, I get to draw us. How cool is that? And the answer is not very cool. It's like I hate drawing ourselves.
But that's also part of what led to the genesis of Serving Supes. Was Steve's idea was that we were going to be some kind of superheroes, and we're like, no, that's really not. We don't have any superhero ideas floating around in our heads.
When you guys sent it to me, I did think it was about like two superheroes who had a diner.
That was
Yeah, like
a great idea.
Like a truck stop, but like you're serving superheroes.
Yeah.
That like super truckers.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
In space. It has to be in space.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, space truckers. Oddly enough, Stuart Gordon is one of our very good friends, and we got to see a lot of the original props from space truckers. So that was a lot of fun.
Have you guys? Are you guys familiar with Johnny Katz?
Name seems vaguely familiar, but
he has the Ghost Fleet, and he did Buzzkill. He's doing a book called Paybacks right now, which
yes.
Yeah, which is a book about superheroes who repossess other superheroes.
Yes.
I think you guys need to contact him on Twitter. Perfect crossover opportunity.
That was
true. I was reading that today, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, that book is a lot of fun, and at first, when we first saw it being solicited, we were like, oh, shit. they totally scooped us. We are going to just, we're going to be floundering in their wake for forever, and we're going to last like 2 issues. But we read it, and it's like, oh, no, okay, cool. Not to say it's a bad thing, but Paybacks was exactly what we were trying to avoid, because we're not cool enough to be repo men or bounty hunters. And so we picked like the lamest job that like still has interaction with reasonably cool people, and that's process servers. So they went sort of the high road of the bottom feeding world. But no, Paybacks is a great book. It's one of the few books that I actually like to read month to month.
The other one actually is oddly enough Uncle Scrooge. IDW's been doing a great job on that one.
Well, okay, so maybe you guys can answer this. It's tangent, by the way. Maybe you guys can answer this for me. Why are those IDW books and not Marvel books?
I don't have it. I can only assume it has something to do with maybe Marvel. None of the Marvel creators felt like taking it on, or Disney probably figured instead of handing a license over to Marvel, whom we own, why not have another company pay us and turn it out? I mean, it's a pretty decent. I mean, it's actually Uncle Scrooge and Donald Duck are very well written. So, it does it doesn't do the Disney brand any disservice, and B, it's like, okay, well, we actually have income coming in beyond sales. So, yeah, I would assume it's just much easier for them and probably a little more profitable. I don't know.
Yeah, I just thought that was weird.
It is.
Anyway,
It's a little strange.
I thought. So back to Serving Supes. Can you guys, just for anyone who hasn't heard of it, can you guys just give us the elevator pitch for the comic book?
We are doing this all backwards. We should have done this first. Okay. Serving Supes is about twin brothers, Cheech and Clive O. Huang, whose job it is to serve court summons to superheroes, deadbeat superheroes.
Doesn't that make them supervillains?
No, because they don't have any superpowers of their own.
No, I mean, like the people they're serving, aren't they just villains?
Oh,
basically?
no, because if for instance, Superman punches, I don't know, the Parasite, and Parasite winds up crushing your Kia. It's you're not going to sue the Parasite. He's a villain scum. He's robbing banks. He doesn't have any money. You sue Superman. It's obviously his negligence that led to this crushing of your car. You only had $30 left on it, and now it's a heap. So that's the gist of Serving Supes. The glamorous life of a process server who only serves deadbeat superheroes.
And I mean, you guys obviously based the main characters off yourselves. What was the decision behind that?
The decision behind that was largely Steve's idea. So Steve Stern is the co-writer on this series, and it was his idea because he was a marketing guy before he got into comic books. And he said, you two have been in the movies, you've been on TV shows. Having you two be in a comic book, to him, was, in his own words, a no-brainer. It made all sorts of sense. And also it helps to make fun of ourselves instead of somebody else, then we don't feel like a bully or anything like that. So for a multitude of reasons, we wound up being the stars of our comic book. Not the least of which was because we didn't want to put anyone else, fictional or not, through the mill that we were going to be putting them through.
I mean, you have to be a real asshole to write a comic book and just praise yourself through the whole thing. I think you guys do a great job of kind of making fun of yourselves and the whole twin thing and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you.
Is that what you guys are like in like real life? Like the arguing and the bickering?
Not so much the arguing, the bickering. The temper on Clive's part is definitely on me because I'm learning to control it better. But a lot of times I do lose my temper over like the weirdest shit. I
did find myself saying like, "Dude, that fool needs to chill out."
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you sit there and you start having a heated discussion, and then me blowing up over, I don't know, the siege of Singapore in World War II. It's like, kind of accomplished fact. There's nothing really to argue here. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Yeah. So we decided to play that up for laughs. But yeah, that's generally how things kind of go. Matt will sit there and say, "Hey, I think this gag would work best," and 15 minutes later, half the city is on fire, and women and children are running for their lives. I'm like, "Oh, hey, you know what, Matt? I think you're right. I think we should use that gag."
So, you guys have a whole cast and crew of characters. Are any of those other characters from kind of people in your lives?
No. I wish they were, because I really like Liz. Liz, I think, would be a cool person to know in real life. You just need, I think everybody ought to know a retired Marine, especially one who's like just, infatuated with guns and knows how to kill people with their bare hands.
Knowing super smart alien would be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
And Fuergen, he's harmless. No, and no one ever knows anyone that neurotic who is also that harmless.
Or that guy who just, no matter what happens in your life, he makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
He is so pitiful that you're like, "Oh, this morning I woke up, I'd cracked the bed again. But at least I'm not him." We all need that guy in our life.
Yeah.
And we don't have that. So
yeah, the supporting cast is
completely
fictional. But yeah, the supporting cast is completely fictional. I wish, like Matt said, I wish we actually knew folks like that, but alas.
This book is completely wish fulfillment.
Aren't all comic books though, really?
Well, yeah.
Well, except for Southern Bastards. I think that one is just pure terror.
Yeah, if that's Jason Aaron's wish, he needs therapy.
I'm literally never going to Alabama.
Yeah, that's Jason Aaron's life.
Yeah, no, like how did he survive to like start making comic books?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not only that, but create a female Thor who's a complete badass, and everything that he puts out is kind of amazing. So
yeah,
I don't know how he got to it.
Obviously, he can read and he can write. I don't know like where that came from because Southern Bastards paints a pretty bleak picture of living anywhere.
Anywhere in America.
Yeah, anywhere that they play football, it seems like kind of a dangerous place now.
So obviously, the direction of the book is very very comedic. Was that kind of the idea from the start, where you guys like totally was that thing you wanted to make something funny?
Absolutely. The writing like sort of an action adventure thing we had already done with another series that we wrote called Declan and Chang, and that book actually is going to be coming out pretty soon from First, but we had already done the action adventure thing, and we're like, we have those characters, we have that setting, so let's do something different. And especially if we're going to be the main characters, it's got to be self-deprecating humor. Otherwise, it's just
us running around like toting machine guns and saving the world. It's like, ha ha ha, yeah, sure.
That would be accidentally funny. And so yeah, we wanted people to laugh with us.
Two questions.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Right.
Two. I had two questions. One, is Declan and Chang, is that going to be in the same universe as the Serving Supes? Could there be a potential crossover?
No. Oh God, no.
That was a hard no.
As Casey
Yeah, that's
shishes his kids.
No, Declan and Chang is set in some indeterminate future. The two main characters are cyborg mercenaries, and it's really just our love letter to 80s action movies, because it has just every single stereotype
Trope.
there. It has like the heroes are unstoppable, bulletproof. They never seem to run out of ammunition unless it's convenient for drama. It's just when the body count starts looking like a basketball score, and these two guys are like, oh hey, yeah, oh my jacket got ripped. So it's completely different. Serving Supes is very much supposed to take place today here on Earth, as insofar as Earth has superheroes.
And my second question is, with like the rage of like comic book movies, is there any way that is that like an end goal to like make this into a movie of some sorts?
Not a movie. I think the format is all wrong for that. I don't see how you could sustain this joke for an hour and a half at a time. I think 30 minutes is about the limit of that.
Well, now we're talking about Serving Supes here. Yeah. So, in terms of like taking it to another format, like a 15 or 30-minute cartoon
would be perfect.
Yeah, would be ideal, because I think that essentially the main thing we wanted to avoid was turning this into another comedic deconstruction of superheroes. For the most part, we just really kind of wanted to turn this almost into a sitcom.
Yeah, like a workplace sitcom.
Yeah,
what it tends to be concentrating on.
But that superheroes they're kind of part of the setting, kind of like Blade Runner. Blade Runner, the science fiction in it was very much the setting. It was not the story. It didn't concentrate so much. It's not like Star Trek where they sit there and talk about plasma conduits and this and that all day long. Blade Runner was just kind of taken. Oh, hey, replicants. Okay, go hunt them down. And so Serving Supes, we really, really wanted just to, if you live in a world where they're every day and people sue them, it's not gonna be like, oh my God, the Justice Band did this, and it'll be like, oh yeah, the Justice Band did this, whatever. Can we sue them? Can we make money off of them?
And so, that's sort of our sitcom setup, which is it's mainly about the characters and their interaction with one another, as opposed to what's going on in the world around them.
So, how do you guys work together? Like, what's the dynamic?
Dynamic is we've been working together on either writing or comic books now for many, many years, and we've settled into this nice routine, which is I or John goes over the first draft. Whoever's got like sort of the stronger idea for it or for the project goes over the first draft. Then the other twin takes over, tries to smooth out the burrs, or maybe they get inspired and they come up with new ideas, take it in a different direction. It's a back and forth up until I want to say the next to the last stage, when we're trying to settle on that draft that we'll then show to other people. And then at that point, we sit down together, we go through the whole script and say, okay, this line doesn't work, this joke is here, it's great, it's funny, it doesn't serve any purpose other than to be there. And then once we've smoothed all those burrs out, we show it to whoever we're showing it to, whether it be a producer, publisher, whoever is going to be putting this thing together. And then all the rewrites and stuff like that go to the twin that, again, still has the strongest connection to the material.
But in terms also of the comic book, the last stage tends to be, so Matt will lay it out by panel and sit there and say, okay, here, page one, Liz shoots Cheech in the face, for comedic effect. and page 1 has 6 panels, and then I'll sit there, and as I'm roughing everything out, I'll probably sit there and say, I like 5 panels better, and Matt will get pages back and be like, where's the 6th panel? I'm like, it didn't work. I got rid of it. And so then Matt has to pretty much rewrite the entire thing during the lettering process when it's like, okay, he got rid of a panel. I have less room to put in this dialogue. Okay, we'll try to make it work. I'm not.
Oh, go ahead.
As I say, I'm not very disciplined that way. Matt will sit there and say, "Oh no, there's 7 panels here." I'm like, how's that 12?
But he's like being really hard on himself because it works. When the pages are finished, it's not like, oh shit, I've got to rewrite it. It's like, oh, I get to rewrite it. I get to, make the jokes, faster. I get to punch things up. The lettering stage is where the final draft happens, because at that point we're completely done with the art. There's nothing that can be done about that. And then we finish with the lettering, and that's that.
Do you guys feel like you have a huge advantage because you are so close, and you guys? Because a lot of writing a comic is it's such a team effort, and you guys are essentially the team in one package. Did you feel
absolutely? Absolutely.
For you guys, do you feel like it would be difficult for you to split off and go do a comic or a project?
No, we know it's difficult.
Yeah.
We have friends who are trying to work or trying to collaborate with artists or writers that they aren't related to or they don't know really, really well, and it's just pulling teeth.
Yeah. Every time we talk to them, it's kind of like, my artist is kind of fucking me over, or oh man, I don't know what this guy is thinking. He's handing me a script with 18 panels on the same page, and it's a constant kind of I'm not even gonna say back and forth. It's like a tug of war where they're hurling Molotov cocktails at each other.
Yeah, I was going to say you guys are extremely lucky to kind of have that close dynamic, because I know, working with... And we've talked to comic creators who, one of the guys doesn't even speak English. I couldn't even imagine trying to, write a book. Yeah, I forget who it was, but, his artist was, in Brazil or something, and that he, there was a huge language barrier. So, I know that kind of whole process can be difficult. Now, you guys mentioned writing other stuff. What other stuff besides comics have you written?
We write screenplays. That's actually the main focus of a lot of our writing. Screenplays that's pretty much the only other stuff. Nothing of note really has been produced or anything like that. We've written a couple of shorts that we filmed. They never really got released. And one straight to video thing. But overall, screenplays were how we started writing, and it kind of helped. It helped us think visually, and so when it came to turning out scripts for comic books, it was a lot easier, because then it's like, oh wait a minute, instead of trying to over describe everything, we know how to write for a reader to fill in the details. And at this, where a comic book is concerned, the reader is going to be the artist, who can then sit there and say, okay, I get to add my own touches to everything.
Yeah, how lucky is the movie business that that transition from comics to movies seems to be so seamless. I feel like they've really just kind of taken advantage of that story process, and how those kind of things just seem to come together in a similar manner.
I know that a lot of people are concerned right now. There's been a lot of talk about comic book movies being, this sort of boom or bust or what have you, and I think Spielberg recently was talking about how it's going to go the way of the Western, where they...
Who? Never heard of him.
That punk. He made a few movies, and he was a big noise back in whenever.
I don't know. I think that kid has chops. I think he could go somewhere.
I didn't see it.
He didn't direct the X-Men. I know that much. So I don't really care. It's like some Bridge of Spies nonsense. But like as far as like comic books go, it's just it's
a format.
It's a format. It's like they used to make movies out of musicals and
Broadway plays, and
then they went to books, and then they went to for a while there was TV shows. Like comic books aren't just the Avengers and what have you. So yeah, I don't think the comic book movie's going anywhere.
People aren't going to get tired of having fun enjoying media. It's not. I mean, that's what they go to it for, to enjoy it. Comic books, a lot of them are fun. People are going to have fun with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to watch Grey's Anatomy. It's too freaking dramatic.
Sound like it coming from experience.
I don't even want to talk about that. It's so ridiculous.
Shaun and Matt, did you guys have any questions for John and Matt?
What was it like to work with Seth Rogen?
Oh, it's totally awesome. He is a really, really cool guy. I know a lot of times it's like, oh, they're movie stars, they're terrible, horrible, drug-addled, narcissists. But no, he was really, really cool. Like
Just
everyone. Not even that. No, he can handle his shit. Yeah, he can. He has control of that. No, but everyone on that set was amazing. I mean, like they were awesome people. Anna Faris was great. Michael Pena's fucking hilarious. He is an awesome guy. Jesse Plemons is great. Dan Bacadol, he's on was it Life in Pieces now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's really, really cool guy. The director Jody Hill, fantastic dude. I mean, yeah, like it's amazing that when you find yourself in a large group of people, there's not one that you want to stab in the face. So we were pretty lucky there. That everyone there was awesome.
That's a rare feat.
Let me ask you. So I really like the art in Serving Supes. Like, did it have many iterations, or like were you able to kind of get this one on the first go?
Oh, what was that?
He has to do with art style.
The art style.
Did it take a while to come up with that, or?
The art style actually it came about because Steve Stern said, hey, I think, since it's comedic, give it a little more cartoonish style. And that actually simultaneously filled me with dread and took a little bit of the pressure off because, like most artists, anatomy is not my strong point. Any artist who's like, oh, yeah, no, I nailed it completely. It's like, no, you didn't, It takes a lot of time and energy, and I still haven't gotten quite there yet, so... when he's like, yeah, just kind of make it cartoony. It was like, yes, but oh shit, like everyone says cartoons, they think Family Guy, they think The Simpsons, or stuff like Archer or Rick and Morty, and it's like, okay, well I'm not drawing us with the standard 3 cartoon fingers and a thumb because that just looks bizarre, but shit, my anatomy's not great enough to where I can pull off 4 fingers and a thumb, so yeah. It helps to not. I went over the roughs on that probably about 2 or 3 times before because we originally did the layouts on it. They were really, really rough, and then the publisher's like, oh cool, so when are you gonna put the letters in? I was like, holy shit, no, these are layouts, dude, and. So it took me a little bit longer, a little more character design to kind of get the final look finished. And I think we just recently completed issue number 3, and I think I just finally settled into a nice groove.
Right, I think it's great. I really enjoyed it. I mean, there's a couple books that I've read that I'm taking me out of it. So, I mean, this definitely isn't one of them. So I think it's great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think the art style matches the kind of tone perfectly.
Yeah, perfect.
I love it. It was really entertaining.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we had one guy
fortunately, the response has been fairly positive. I mean, like we had one review, and he said he loved the art, the story. I mean, and this one I understand because he was like, I want to make sure that the story is going on further before I commit to it because this could be a one note joke. But essentially, it's been mostly positive, and thankfully, no one sat there and said that, oh, Joyce, hey, don't quit your day job, kid, because you suck. Everyone's been pretty cool.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Where can we find you and the book?
The book will be available nationwide in about 2 weeks. So if you have a comic book store that's awesome nearby, just ask them for Serving Supes. It's available through Diamond. As far as finding us, you can find us at First Comics. I think it's one first, all one word, comics.com.
And you can also order the book from there.
You can also order the book from their website. You can find us on Facebook. We are under Yuan Twins. And there's a picture of us, so we're pretty easy to spot. No, it's not a picture of us. It's a picture of Bennett from Commando.
Yeah.
So if you see a picture of Bennett from Commando on Facebook,
it says the
that's us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how people can find us, and we've got Facebook pages for Serving Supes and Declan and Chang.
And we also have a Twitter account, but we're really terrible at Twitter, so yeah.
I tweeted you guys earlier.
Yeah,
when we started.
And we're terrible at it, so we didn't respond. Wait, aren't we Facebook friends? Are we Facebook friends?
I don't have Facebook, so I doubt it. I would say probably not.
Okay, well we're Facebook. We like this site on Facebook, so people, if you want to be our friend, you can find us from this site, and then like jump over. Yeah, GWW. Like the only 3 letters in the alphabet that make any difference. And I know that one of them is doubled up. That's because W is so freaking awesome.
W is pretty awesome. Thank you, John and Matt. You guys want to stick around and talk some comic books with us? I figured you would.
Sure.
It's like own a comic book store. Who wants to go first? So we're going to talk our Week in Geek. Basically, we're going to talk about kind of the geeky things we did this week, including the comics we read, the TV shows we watched. Shaun, you want to go first?
Sure. Since I looked at your outline, I watched all the geek shows we watched. I watched Arrow right before we got on. I watched S.H.I.E.L.D. this week. I watched Supergirl. I watched Flash. So did anybody else watch everything like I did?
I didn't watch Supergirl, but I watched the rest.
Yeah. Supergirl, the second episode, I thought it was. I mean, it's not bad. I don't know why people wanted to be so down on it. I'm enjoying it so far, and it's funny because you guys were talking about, if Superman hit a villain into the car, we would, you see Superman not the villain, and there's like a scene in Supergirl, where her boss is telling her yeah, Supergirl's trying to do good, but she's, screwing up the city and leaving freaking planes in the river. I was like, I never really thought about it like that, but Casey, did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched Supergirl episode Dose. And I did like that part. I did like the fact that they kind of addressed because that's what I said the first episode. Yeah, she may have all the superpowers in the world, but she's not. I guarantee you, she's never thrown a punch in her life.
Yeah, we did talk about that last week.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they kind of addressed that, and then they addressed the fact that she just left the plane in the river, and they're like, yeah, you saved the plane, but you left it in the middle of the bay. People still had to get out of the bay, and some lady froze or you know what I mean so. That was cool. Gasocles did a review, and I do kind of agree with him too. Though, it's still for some reason I just get this overly cutesy vibe from it, and I don't know what it is. And it nags
really,
at me.
Really, girl next door. She's more Clark Kent than Clark Kent.
Yeah, she's just so cutesy, and then the fact that they I mean, I talked about this last week too, but they Hansoned up Jimmy Olsen. It just bugs me so much.
James.
James Olsen. He was never ever that character. I've never seen him like that before, and it's just so odd.
The only thing that bothers me is he has really large shirts because they don't want to show how muscular that guy is.
Oh, I know.
It's you could somebody who's not so super swole if that was gonna be an issue. I mean, I like that guy as an actor. I've seen other stuff he's in.
Yeah, I do too. And I just think that, like he would be he would have been a great Black Panther or something like that. Like I just don't know why the decision was like, oh, let's make James Olsen, and let's make him this super handsome, debonair, like successful photographer. It's like, no,
no, he's
ever.
the art director.
Yeah. So that part bugs me. And then I feel like this episode too. I'm just nitpicking because I'm a dick. This episode too, they just doubled down on Superman. They said like Superman like 10 times. Did you notice that?
I mean, but they're gonna do that for the first couple episodes, you would think. I mean, that's just how you start it off. Like, in case somebody's starting, like, hey, remember Superman, my cousin? That's my dude, even though he's not here to help me learn my new power or to use my power finally. But you know, that's neither here nor there.
No, yeah.
I thought.
I agree. I just feel like in the first episode they did everything they could to avoid saying Superman, and this one they're like, fuck it. We're just gonna say Superman.
Yeah.
It's too weird to say. It's too weird to say Boy in Blue or whatever. Have like a different acronym, like or whatever nomenclature every time we have to try to mention Superman.
It's funny because Casey's like ripping it, and then Sean's like defending it at like every limb.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's okay. He's more critical.
Yeah, I'm not saying I like I said, I watch every week and I enjoy watching it. I like get goosebumps like whenever she like flies and uses her superpowers. Like I just love seeing like Superman's powers on screen. Like I just love Superman that much, so it gets me like going. But yeah, I do like those little things just kind of nag at me every time. And same thing with Gotham. Like I couldn't watch Gotham anymore because I just was like, this makes no sense in my brain because none of these villains are supposed to exist without Batman existing. So like the fact that
that's
they're here.
I never watched it just in like the premise alone.
I haven't. I've only watched.
It's just those weird things that nag at me.
I thought the Flash was good. The Flash and Arrow are like kind of going semi-hard at setting up the Legends show. So I mean, like they're progressing, but they're really like getting all those characters ready for that mid-season premiere. And it's like since you already know what's coming, it's really like I mean. There's no surprises about what's going to happen because you know these people are going to end up in this situation.
Just how we get to that situation.
Yeah, the Earth 2 stuff is kind of cool. You know, Earth 2 Harrison Wells is a huge dick, but I mean, I like him. You know, but I thought the Flash was good. I didn't watch the Constantine show at all because I just watched Arrow, so like him coming into Arrow didn't really mean anything to me because I never watched the show. So I don't know. I mean, it was good though. I mean, they're good shows. I think. But I think after.
I don't know if I want to watch The Flash anymore after King Shark because like that shit was orgasmic. I just don't think I can.
Yeah, how many times do you have to change your pants? Casey, that's the new rating system.
And nothing's ever gonna live up to that for me. So it's just like I don't know.
I think both of the shows will get better after the break. When they can stop setting up Legends of Tomorrow, personally.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I watched that storyline. Of course, there's like a big
all right,
twist in
let's just get this over with.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna pull.
Say again.
Oh. Did anybody else watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No, but Matt called it last week.
I called it.
I mean,
reveal.
I feel like I don't know. I think maybe my kids are making me stupid because I just did not see that coming at all. I had no idea. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I gotta plug my boy Agent Dorian on Twitter. It was his theory video that I saw on YouTube. Someone that I'm good friends with, and I stole his theory completely. Took it as my own.
Let me ask. This is a side note. I got a question for everybody on here. What is the fascination in geek culture with trying to figure out shit before you watch it or read it?
I don't know. I just like to know shit before it happens. Like, anyways, like if you were gonna tell me who won the NBA championship today, I mean, I'd still watch the NBA. I'd still watch the season, but I would rather know.
You know what it is, Sean? I think it's a deeper commentary on media in general. It's just the fact that like we get media information so quickly now that there's no lag between like hearing something and seeing it, or there, you know what I mean? There's no hype anymore, or like there's no hype machine. So like once once we hear about it, like we can usually kind of see, like there's a method to see it. So when we can't see it, we like have this like impulse, like we need to see it.
Yeah.
Like now, you know what I mean? I think we've been programmed that way just because of Twitter and things like that, and news media where everything is like on the fly and like happening now in the 24-hour news feed.
Because everybody's trying to figure out Star Wars, and I'm like, well, I'll see that shit next month.
I think.
Oh, you accidentally muted yourself.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. You guys are back.
I think a lot of what fans trying to figure stuff out before it comes out, it's what fans do. You know, everyone always says, well, if I were doing it, or, I mean, that's essentially what they're saying. If I were writing Star Wars is sort of understood in every conversation that takes place with what's going to happen in Star Wars. It's just what fans and geeks do. I mean, we've been doing it since we were like kids, and wouldn't it be cool if Captain America did this? And so when you see somebody like doing a movie or a TV, the impulse is to try to offer, you know, smarter alternatives to what these guys are doing. It's just one thing.
You guys keep hitting the mute button. I don't know what's going on.
Am I hitting the mute button?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a roaming cat around?
No, I don't think so. It might just be our shitty internet connection.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I complete. Okay.
No, but I hear what you guys are saying. Yeah, it's just.
Oh, you know what it is? It's our BlackBerry. Our BlackBerry's spewing all sorts of like radiation right now.
I hear
Why
what
do
you
you
guys
have
are
a
saying.
BlackBerry?
It's a geek thing, but I mean, also to back to my point, like everyone has a voice now too, Sean. So I think it's just much more noticeable. Like before, it was just me and you talking about weird theories and stuff, but now you hear it from fucking everybody.
Yeah.
This is
The
true.
guy-
Everywhere.
Yeah, everyone. So.
I guess
think
I'm
that's
just
the problem,
weird
too.
where I'm like, well, this could happen, but whatever. I got other shit I can watch or play until that shit comes out, and then I'll just see.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I'm like, just tell me because I don't really give a shit. Like, you're not gonna ruin my experience in any way. Like,
Yeah, like people will be like, "Oh, spoiler!" Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, what you think about it, like, doesn't really affect the way I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah, I don't really mind, like, I'm not a huge, like, spoiler person. Like you said, I can still enjoy it, but if you don't tell me, I mean, shit, I'm cool with that, too.
yeah,
Exactly. Honestly, I think I would
Awesome.
rather not know. But like, if someone does hear it, or like, if I'm listening to a podcast and they're talking about it, like, it's not gonna, like, I'm not gonna shut it off.
Yeah, I'm
basically.
not gonna. I hate when they go. I hate when podcasts do this. Oh, just skip ahead, fucking 15 minutes. Like, who skips ahead? Who like pauses their podcast and is like, okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. No one does that. Like, no one does that. I don't know why. Like, you'll never hear that on this podcast. By the way, if you want to hear, we're gonna talk about Star Wars later, so we're gonna skip it. Never gonna hear it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I was about to
totally
make that
segued
same
it.
joke.
I'd say, to get back to me, I read a bunch of random comics this week that Casey had suggested like months ago. Red Star finally, Payback, caught up on the Wicked and the Divine and Southern Bastard. So, you know, reading that stuff. But I took up enough of my time.
And enjoying it all, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I thought it all was pretty good. Starve is really interesting. It's really interesting. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I need to
Which
catch
one?
up on Starve.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch up.
Starve?
Yeah. Casey, you did a good job of explaining it to me. Yeah, you know, in case people don't know what that is.
It's basically, you guys should know. It's an image book. It's like it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic world where like food is like revered, like Super Bowl status, and like this ultimate chef comes out, and there's like the whatchamacallit, Iron Chef competition is like the biggest thing like ever. And so they bring this chef out of retirement. And I think the first, I'm still behind.
Yeah, in the first one they like bring him out of retirement and to do a couple episodes of like the cooking
I think the end of the first.
competition, and it's really crazy. Yeah, it's good. It's really weird.
Did I
But
cut
yeah,
out?
I'm enjoying everything.
Awesome,
I didn't finish it. One.
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
Say that again?
it's I gotta catch up, but yeah, I like the premise a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome, Matt. What do you got for us this week?
Besides the TV shows and Serving Supes, I read the Hangman. I think what was that? Archie comics. It was one of the review comics that you sent me.
Yeah, it's an Archie comic. It's actually a Dark Circle comic, but they're Archie too. It's very confusing. But yeah, Archie. That's
If that's not out yet, is it? It's coming out soon though.
No, it came out on Wednesday. Yeah, so it came out.
Okay, all right. That was really, really good. Like the art was good. I thought the writing was really good. It was like if this is a definitely rated R comic. Like you're not reading this PG-13. I think he says he's gonna take someone's cunt out at one point. Like it's messed up. It's dark. It's gory.
What's the basic premise of it?
It seems like the basic premise is there's this guy who's like an executioner for like maybe for a mob. It doesn't really kind of delve into that yet. And he just goes around and just like him with his wife one day, and it kind of starts off, and he left his daughter's bunny in the car, and he goes out to the car, and there's a guy just in the trunk of the car, like just taped up, and he gets the bunny, like punches the guy out, and like that's kind of how it like gets into it, and like you just like can tell from the bat that it's all twisted, but it's like it's dark, gory, and then it's really like fucked up, and I kind of liked the guy. He was definitely an asshole, but like he was kind of like charismatic a little bit. So I really like recommend that. It was really good.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one after you kind of mentioned it earlier in the week.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Thank you so much, Matt. That's all you got for us?
I started reading the Black Ops prequel comic because that comes out tonight. But it was way too wordy, so I just gave up. It was good, but it was wordy.
Oh, it's wordy. Oh, yeah. I'm not into the wordy stuff either. Yeah, that supposedly that's sold out through. So they'll be coming out with a second printing. So no surprise there. That's going to be kind of
a bit. Yeah, that's going to be big.
A big hit for Dark Horse probably.
Yeah, I'll probably finish that like this weekend or something.
Cool. Well, can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. So, right. John and Matt, what have you guys been reading lately?
Let's see. Recently, what is it? We kind of read. We don't usually read anything like the week it comes out. We're kind of oddly all over the place whenever it comes to reading books. So mainly, we brought up Southern Bastards. That's been great. Uncle Scrooge, love that. I've enjoyed the new Archie. Not sure where it's going to go. Going to give it a few more issues before I see whether I like the new direction. What else? A lot of the Marvel stuff. DC has been kind of uneven.
Yeah, I know. I found myself just not I don't think I bought any DC books this week. I haven't for a couple weeks, and I don't. It's not because I don't like DC. It's just nothing that they're doing now is grabbing me. Except for Dark Civil War.
Yeah, but even that is kind of I mean, that has been pretty cool. But no, we've been reading a lot of independent stuff. We just went to Kamikaze, picked up a bunch of indie books, and so we're talking self-published stuff like that. Man vs. Rock. We've been reading a title called that. That one is fucking hilarious.
We've had them on the show and times. Yeah, they're cool guys.
Yeah, that one's been awesome. There's one from Action Lab called Holy Fuck.
Oh that we reviewed that one as well. In fact,
I will tell you the truth. I thought that it was going to be one of those one-note jokes hammered over and over again, and I was like, but hey, don't judge a book by its cover. Read it, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, no, this is actually pretty fucking hilarious. So,
I love that the title page of him in the shower.
Yeah,
so great.
Full frontal Jesus, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean that one's been really well done. There was another one that we just got into the store. I think it's called. I believe it's called Frankie, and the artist, the writer artist, she just basically, as almost an art exercise, just drew these little small one-page strips about her cat Frankie, And of course, anyone who owns a cat knows that cats do really fucked up shit sometimes, and they do really cute shit sometimes, and it's just this, but it's an endearing little book. So a lot of indie stuff. When we can get our hands on it. Trying to think anything else that we might have read recently. That's really bad. I've been going back a lot, reading some of the classics. Born Again, from the Born Again storyline from Daredevil. Been catching up with a lot of the stories that we missed from Matt Wagner's Grendel, and just recently found some Fantagraphics books that we had stowed away by Jason. We just recently finished I Killed Adolf Hitler and the The Last Musketeer. So yeah, just just kind of whatever catches our attention at the moment.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. What's your probably favorite thing that we're reading right now?
Right now, not to sound like a total simpleton, I've really dug Donald Duck. They've been doing a good job on it. For me, it's all about quality. It's not necessarily the subject matter or the character. It really is. Are you telling the best story you can with the characters you have? And so, I honestly think Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge really fit that bill. I made a joke. I didn't even mean to. See, this is what happens when you have 3 hours of sleep. But then, some of the Secret Wars stuff has been pretty good.
Yeah, they get it fucking done with. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Hickman has a real problem. He never had a story that he couldn't tell in fewer than 15 issues. I mean, the guy's writing, Lord of the Rings here. It's like, come on, dude, come on, learn to edit yourself, please. The one thing that drives me absolutely apeshit is the fact that every single one of his storylines, or his issues, they end with something really cryptic that's supposed to sound fucking Mad Libs. It's like, oh my god, here are the brass urns. Or, oh my god, he's the janitor. And it's like, who gives a shit at this point? It's like, okay, the bronze custodian and the Uber lifters are contemplating committing suicide over the cosmic latrine. It's like, and none of this shit means anything to me. It's like these odd little words that are teamed up with these odd little occupations, and it stretches on for 30 fucking issues, and then at the end of it, you're like, oh, joys, great. He retold Days of Future Past, which Chris Claremont and John Byrne did in 2 fucking issues. I mean, what is it with people these days that they feel like they have to craft a friggin' epic? It's like, no. Tell a good story. Just tell a good story. If it takes 2 issues, that's great. If it takes 8, that's great. But they will just sit there and go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And it's like, hey, congratulations, Hickman. When I started Secret Wars, my kid wasn't even, alive, and now he's in college. Thank you. You're awesome. You're great. And then he's probably going to hear this, and he's going to send Cuban mercenaries to kill me. But, I don't care.
John, we want you to explain, in detail what you thought about the comic. You didn't really give us enough.
Secret Wars?
I think that was just joking.
Yeah, you went on a 3-minute rant.
You got another 15 hours? Because I can bitch with the best of them, really.
What did you read, Casey?
What did I read? I didn't read very much because I had to drive my daughter to San Francisco last night to audition for a Japanese TV show, which was a whole adventure in itself. By the way, it went terrible. The audition went fine, but the thing is, and John and Matt can attest to this, but they usually call you the next day for these audition things, and so we live like 3 hours from San Francisco, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to drive home and then drive back again the next day. So we kind of just had to wait around till like the middle of the night. But the problem is we were in like downtown San Francisco, and I don't know if you're not from California. San Francisco is a lovely city, and it's my favorite place to go. But downtown it's a weird, sketchy place, and it's not a place for you want to hang out with a 4-year-old with, especially like at 9 and 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So, so it was a lot of kind of walking around in circles in downtown, trying to eat as much as we could. And
Hello?
Did we lose Tracy?
I think so.
Time.
He's
you can hear. Did I get lost?
Yeah, you did.
Where'd you guys lose me at?
You were talking about eating?
Yeah.
Talk about going in the
Talk about
hood in San Francisco.
Oh yeah. So it became an adventure of kind of explaining to my daughter why the man on the corner is half naked and screaming at everyone that walks by. Why the lady ran down the street naked and poured water on herself. That kind of stuff. Why it smells like smoke and weed everywhere. What is that funny man doing to that funny lady? It was a whole adventure of sights and sounds for the 4-year-old, which was fun, I guess. I got a good steak out of it, so that was nice. But that meant I spent most of my day driving, and I didn't get to spend a lot of time reading comics. So I got to read. Excuse me. I got to read Extraordinary X-Men #1 from Jeff Lemire, and Humberto Ramos. Man, I really, really loved it. I liked it a lot. It is an obvious, like, kind of slap in the face to the X-Men and with their new status quo. Basically, after the events of Secret Wars, something happens. Cyclops does something terrible. Mutants are hated by humankind again. And on top of that, the Terrigen Mist is not only like giving them like a plague, but it's also made them sterile, so they can't make any more humans. So this allows two things. This allows kind of Marvel to cut off the X-Men license from Fox, because if they're not making any more mutants, then Fox has no more characters to pull from. And it kind of puts the X-Men in a stalemate again, where they're kind of like stuck in this like no man's land. But I really love the art. Humberto Ramos is probably maybe one of my new favorite X-Men artists. I love his character designs. Storm has this badass like mohawk mullet thing going on.
Like she has in the movie, the new movie.
It's like way more hardcore. It's like a horse's mane.
Oof. Gonna have to
It's like a horse's mane. Yeah, it's so cool. She looks great. Child, I'm on the podcast talking about comic books. Can you leave me alone? Go right ahead. And then Colossus has like a beard, and like the beard like turns metal too, and he looks cool.
Oh,
He looks
that's
like
sick.
Yeah, he does look pretty awesome. Yeah.
He looks like the ultimate bear. Like I love. He looks great. I just love Ramos' art. And then Lemire is such a great kind of storyteller. I'm really interested to see where he kind of takes this. My favorite part of this book, though, is the way they introduce the new Wolverine, like Old Man Logan. It's this kind of cool scene with Jean Grey and him like just showing up, and them all kind of like confronting him and being like, "We know you, but not really." So, pick that up. It is $5, which was the theme of the week this week for Marvel.
Yeah.
Like all their issues were like $5, which kind of hurt the wallet a little bit. But
Are they
what
like
are you gonna do?
long or something?
It was a
Yeah,
little,
they're 40 pages.
Yeah, it was a little thicker than regular.
Okay.
But they've been doing that a lot lately with the #1s. Like they'll make it a little bit longer, and they'll charge an extra $1 when you put out 10 in one day. But I mean I have a huge stack here, and I had to make some hard decisions. So the other book I read was The Visions.
That one was cool.
It is very strange, I must say. It's written by Tom King, art by Gabriel.
hello?
The art is amazing. The art is amazing. I can't really describe it well without saying it's simple, but kind of like perfect.
I would say it's very it's deceivingly simple. It's almost like Mike Allred, where the very clean lines, the very sort of it comes off as, oh, I could do that. It's like, no, you can't. Yeah, so I would place it in the same league as Mike Allred, where there's very obvious talent disguised under a very seemingly simple, and I put that in quotes, picture. So, yeah, I mean, but the art is amazing. I love it.
It's really good. It is a strange, odd tale, and I don't know if I could even do it justice by explaining it. Basically, the Vision has created his own family, and this kid is driving me nuts. The Vision has basically created his own family of other synthezoids, and they're kind of trying to live a normal life. But the I don't know who's doing the narration, but it sounds like it's done in the third person, like it is from Vision, but not really. But someone else is telling it. It's done in a very cool way, and it's throughout the entire book. He's kind of explaining like their experience and how they got here to this point and whatnot. It has a huge ending twist. It's kind of crazy. I really enjoyed it a lot. So I'm really kind of looking forward to see where Tom King takes this story. But it's definitely the oddest of the books I've read so far from the new kind of reboot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I dig it, and I think if you're looking for something kind of different, definitely check it out. It's very much like a family drama that we kind of don't get on TV anymore, but in the background of these android people. So it's cool, and I really love their dialogue because they're androids, so everything's very a matter of fact kind of thing. So kind of seeing them have to deal with normal people and that stuff and try to fit in is always the funnest part of it. So yeah, pick that up. But that's all I read this week, which is unusual for me. Damn kid gets nowhere.
Yeah, so don't you usually spend $50 a week on comic books?
Yeah, I spent that much. Believe me, I just haven't had a chance to read them. I also have I got Spider-Man #3 here. I got We Stand on Guard. What number is that? I think number 6 or so. Doctor Strange #2, which I'm dying to read because I just loved the first issue. Another Star Wars book, which I feel like they come out every week now. And then Deadpool #1 and Howard the Duck #1. So yeah, I still got a huge stack of books to read. But
didn't you get Drax #1 too?
I didn't. I had it in my hands, but I didn't I wanted to get it just to kind of see what it was like to have a wrestler write a comic book. But from what I hear, it's not great. So I'm kind of glad I didn't pick it up. Someone referred to it as a $1 issue. It's $1 issue. So probably won't be around very long. Which maybe it means I should have picked it up for collector value sake.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
But yeah,
be worth
that's
something.
it. Anything? You guys want to talk about anything else?
Not really.
No.
I want to go to bed.
Sounds sick of you, motherfucker.
Nah, we have nothing to add unless we want to talk about kittens and puppies.
And
No?
kids.
Yeah, no.
Nah, screw kids. Kids are no fun. Kittens and
Kids are
puppies, man.
Kids are the worst.
I don't want to talk about kids. Mine bothers me.
No.
All right,
Yeah,
kittens and puppies it is. Man, they are so cute when they look up at you, those big moist eyes.
Moist.
And that's all I really have. Kittens and puppies are they're one-dimensional.
Yeah, mine's bothering me right now. So, just one little news item. Looks like the kind of plot of Wonder Woman has come out, and it sounds pretty generic. Just kind of want to get you guys' take. It sounds like what will happen is Ares is trying to get a MacGuffin from Themyscira, and he needs to start a world war to do so. So that's why it will kind of get a flashback of World War I, where Wonder Woman first fought Ares, and then kind of a lead up to a modern World War III.
Why does Ares get such a bad rap? Okay, so
Okay, so World War One was Wonder Woman versus Ares, and as we all know, World War Two happened right after. So bang up job, Diana.
Yeah, no kidding. And also, why is Ares always a bad guy? You know, Athena was a goddess of war too. No one ever sits there and says, "Oh, all these destroyed homes and these ruined lives. To hell with you, Athena." It's always like, "Oh, Ares." It's like, you know what? That's misogynistic, but in reverse.
To play devil's advocate, Athena's more of like the goddess of like strategic war.
Oh, so she's the one who came up with the idea of firebombing Tokyo. Hey, bang up job, Minerva. Thanks.
Yeah, but
You know, Ares
it's
at least has the balls to be a psychopath. He sits there and says, "Oh, all right, time to like kill these people with a sword." It's like Athena's like, "Well, you know, there's probably a better way to do it. I mean, it's called strategy." You know, I'm sick of this feminist redefining of history, and that's where I get murdered.
Yeah. Prepare for the. In fact, you may want to learn that Twitter thing real fast because you're gonna get a lot of comments.
Yeah.
We are, to the world out there, we are kidding.
To your
Yeah,
point, I mean, he does recruit Cersei as his minion, so you're kind of not half wrong.
You know, it is our great fear that one day someone will actually take us seriously. That would suck. But no, okay. So Ares, I don't know.
Wait, so whose fault was Vietnam?
I'm going to blame
Yeah,
Wonder Woman again.
I agree with you. It seems weird that you would start with. I think the reason they're not doing World War II is because Captain America did it. So like, oh shit, this is already going to be a Captain America story, so we can't have it be World War II too. So I think they chose World War I for some weird reason.
Yeah, but World War One's going to look really stupid because all that footage you see of World War One is people walking slightly too fast. All the Germans look ridiculous because they had these big waxed mustaches and those little points on the top of their helmet. And it's like, how is anyone going to take this seriously? It's going to be like It's like, oh, people are complaining about Wonder Woman's costume. Did they see what the French and the British and the Germans wandered around in? Because that stuff was friggin' hilarious.
Yeah, maybe that's why this movie's taken 10 years to get made.
No. I think this is an opportunity for a director to really like put his or her artistic stamp on things. And I would have all of the soldiers wandering around in buttless chaps.
Yeah.
It's a bold
Reimagine
move.
everything. Yeah.
Hey,
bold
after
move.
seeing the Joker design, the DC might be all for that. So
Suicide Squad does look cool. That one does look friggin' awesome.
oh man, it looks
I think
weird.
that's gonna be
Like, I
better
feel
than
like,
Batman. I think it's gonna be better than Batman vs Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that one definitely is most intriguing to me just because it's so off the wall crazy.
Yeah. It looks really cool.
All right, guys, we'll wrap up the show there. Thank you, John and Matt, for joining us. And once again, please tell us where we can find you. And why don't you throw out a comic book recommendation for our listeners?
Okay. First off, thank you guys so much for having us and enduring us. We can be found on Facebook under the Yuan Twins. We can also be found on Twitter, same handle, but we're terrible at Twitter, so don't try and contact us there. And as far as a comic book that we have been reading lately, we'll throw out a few. I would say any of the Frank graphic novels by Jim Woodring, Holy Fuck, and Man vs. Rock. So those are our three recommendations, even though there's only two of us.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Matt, where can we find you, buddy?
I'm at Marvelopedia on Twitter, and that's really all I'm at. But the comics that I've been reading, I've been rereading Civil War in preparation, and it's just as good as it was the first time.
Yeah, I really recommend people pick up Civil War before the movie comes out. Number one, so you can get an understanding.
And two, because it's just a great book.
You can get a great book, but I mean saying just you can get understanding that just because Marvel calls something Civil War doesn't mean it's gonna be anything like the actual book that it's named after.
It's not gonna
Exactly.
be anything like that book. Not even close.
The concept is similar, but the actual what plays out isn't gonna be.
Yeah, not even close. That's my biggest pet peeve with that movie. Is like, oh, Spider-Man's gonna reveal his secret identity. No, he fucking isn't. It's not gonna happen. Awesome. Thank you, Matt. And like I said, this will be the first of many podcasts for you, I hope. So welcome to the team.
I hope so too.
From everybody here at GWW. Sean,
let me know
where
what
can
you
we
think
find
of Hangman when you read it, Casey.
I will for sure. Sean, where can we find you, my friend?
You can find me on Twitter at ETMF Podcast. I do a podcast sometimes. What has it been, like 2 months? I'll do one next week occasionally. I got kids, okay? I'm fucking busy.
And recommend a book for us?
Me? I only read what you recommend.
Okay. Go read Southern Bastards then. 'Cause that's what
go read Southern Bastards.
The best comic book out right now. All right, everybody, thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember, you can find us at thegww.com. You can find us on Twitter at _GWW. And you can find the Capes Crew at GWW Capes Crew on Twitter.
One last thing.
Yep.
We forgot to put up the GWW Extra live stream this weekend.
Oh yeah. Make sure you guys are. Thank you for reminding me. Make sure you guys are tuning in to Twitch.tv. Oh my God, they changed it. Is it /GWW? Anyways, there's a link on our Twitter page.
On Twitter.
There's a link on our Twitter page and on Facebook, and we'll be live tweeting the whole weekend. But we are doing a 24-hour streaming gaming event for Extra Life. The whole team is involved, and we'll be streaming games nonstop from midnight to midnight. Sean,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anybody does before me. I'm gonna stream from about 8 Eastern to about 10:30 Eastern, and then I know it goes on from there because I'm not sure what time everybody else is starting because you guys are on the other side of the world. So I think I might be one of the first people because I live on East Coast time.
But yeah, we'll be streaming the entire day for 24 hours, raising money for Extra Life. So please don't donate, help us out, help out the children's hospitals. You can donate on our website. It's all right on the front page right there, the big black logo. You can also go to both Twitter pages at the GWW and at GWW Capes Crew, and the tweet is pinned to the first little post there. So please go there and donate and help us out, and let's raise some money for needy kids and play some fucking video games.
Hey.
All right, now you can wrap.
I know. So that's it. That's it for the show. Once again, thank you, everybody. Please go to thegww.com. Please rate and review us on iTunes. That helps us out so much. And as always, we'll catch you next week, and you can catch us on the geek side.